Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Hey everybody, and welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. On Friday, last Friday, a Nichols student was the victim of what appears to be a random attack by an individual working in an adjacent job. He wasn't working for Nichols at a job site adjacent to the campus. It was an unprovoked attack with a hammer. They've made an arrest in the case. But here to talk a little more about that is the chief of police for the University Police, Chief Alex Bourne. So, hey, Chief, thanks so much for joining us. Tough incident. I guess any time like this, you know, you got an open campus, you got kids walking around, they parking and walking near by St. Thomas Aquinas to get to campus, and something like this happens. Something random like this, I guess, is the worst fear for a police force when you're talking about security for students, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We don't have much control ourselves over who's in the adjacent areas to our campus.
Yeah, so I would imagine you guys feel this is an isolated event and everybody's safe and you guys got it on lockdown pretty much right now?
Yes, this is definitely an isolated incident. A guy acted alone. There's absolutely no indications that there's any further threat to the campus or any of our students. All
right, so what's the temperature around campus now? When you talk to students and talk to faculty, is everybody okay now? What's the reaction from the community itself?
So obviously those who are a little closer to the incident and at St. Thomas during the incident are a little shaken up and all. However, the atmosphere across the rest of the campus seems to be one of gratitude and moving forward. Strong, resilient, and business as usual.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, of course, you want everybody. Look, we all send our precious little babies off to college, right? So, yeah, from a parent standpoint, that's their most important thing too. When they sending them off, so they want to make sure that they're safe and they're getting to class and can control the controllables, right? I mean, so there's a lot of things you can't control, but let's talk about some of the security measures. And you know, you got a campus police force that obviously does a good job around here. You guys patrol, you see the cars all the time. Any extra security measures that you'll put in force now?
So we have cameras all over campus, as you know. Recently, we went through a camera upgrade and added additional cameras to campus with some pretty cool features to them and all. We're exploring the options of license plate readers and things like that. We increased our authorized head count number of officers over the past year. And we've really strived to have an environment on campus where we really engage with our students, get to know them, get to know us. And I think that really helped in the response to this because our students were freely willing to engage with us and report to us what they saw, who they saw, and the direction of travel after this incident, which allowed us to respond quickly and take action.
Yeah, that's very important. And as you're talking about, you hire more staff. Look, last couple of years, it hadn't been fun to be a police officer, you know, and so I'm glad to see that. Anyway, the way people treat you guys, and the way, especially on campuses, you know, that's been a kind of the source of a lot of things that you guys are. Nichols State in general has really come around to that. There's no way to put up a perimeter, right? You said, you know, cameras are good, the car readers are good. This is not an epidemic too, right? And I don't want to make it out to be and even make it a bigger deal than it is. But you guys, I know they've kind of closed down campus at LSU and those kind of things. That's more so pedestrians don't get hit by vehicles. There's nothing in the works for that kind of security measure, is there?
Not currently. But if we had this imagine a pot of unlimited money, right?
Right.
We would move our parking to the external part of campus and keep the internal campus but strictly pedestrian and maybe put up some walls and things like that. but for us at the time, it's not quite as realistic. The best things that students can do is utilize our public safety app, our NSU PD app, which has a lot of different features in it and tips on safety and emergency procedures, et cetera. But also be aware of your surroundings. Always be alert, be aware of your surroundings, and have a plan of action, no matter where you are for multiple situations. The biggest thing is to be aware of your surroundings, know what's going on around you at all times, and not walk around with your head buried into your cell phone. You know, a lot of times if you can see somebody approaching you and you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach, and just making eye contact with them and letting them know, hey, I see you, can deter somebody from taking some kind of action against you, because they don't want to be seen. You know, they want to try to get the
Sure.
upper hand.
Well, yeah, they're looking for easy targets, right? And if you make yourself one, they may take advantage of it. But yeah, and like, again, we don't want to, there's no big issue on campus. But speaking of, you guys have got a bigger police force, but you got a bigger campus now, right? You go from the Bayou all the way to the hospital, basically. So you got a much bigger campus from that regard too, right? Yes, we do. And we patrol that entire area. And we regularly work with the Thibodeau Police Department. Just as you saw on Friday, they responded with us. We have a very good and strong working relationship with all of our local agencies. They're always on campus. We're always joining them at their events. They're coming to ours. And many times throughout the year, we'll reach out to them and just say, hey, can you make an extra pass through campus? And our local officers, they come eat on campus. So we always have a pretty good police presence here on the campus of Nicholls State University, whether it's doing outreach to the students, educational moments, or just providing for the general welfare of the community. Yeah, look, and that's the best medicine you can have is preparedness, looking out for one another, you know, and doing those kind of things. And I always find that the campus feels like that when I'm on Nicholls campus. It feels very safe, and it feels like everybody has nothing to worry about when they're there. Chief, we sure appreciate the update. Keep up the good work, man. Thanks for joining us here on Bayou Time. Thank you. Have a good one. Okay, see you later. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.